He
I know.
must have something. I don't know. That's just me speculating because I can't figure out why, with the exception of Mitt Romney and a few others, I can't figure out why they are still being so loyal to this person.
I don't either. Okay, I guess we are live right now on this Sunday, another sunset Sunday, losing more sunlight. We're in the 8:30 so hour right now, 8:35, whatever you want to call it. Welcome. This is Greg Smith and friend, business partner Kent Robertson, who just celebrated a birthday this week. Wish him a happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You know,
Thank
everybody
you,
know you had a birthday. We were just talking about that before we came on live. You know, some people didn't make it to their, celebrate a birthday, I guess, we're going to celebrate.
Exactly.
We're in a crazy time. We're in so many crazy times. I just don't know. Sometimes I don't know what to say to people about different things. Okay, internet. Why is it so always unstable? We get so much disparating information about what's going on, what's happening, even with vaccines, all that kind of stuff. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about what most people, when they enter the direct sales, network marketing, home-based business arena, and what their expectations are of the people who get them involved, which they call their upline. That's been a controversial, let me try to get this thing. It's been a very controversial talking point on what the job of the upline is supposed to be versus the business model of network marketing. A lot of people think it's the job of the upline to build or help. Well, I guess it is to help build their business or to build their business. But actually, I want to ask you, Kim, what do you get on a take of the position, the job, what do you want to call it, of the upline? What do you think his role is, or their role, or his role, him role? What do you think their role is?
I think their role, and with the premise of us doing this for a while, as opposed to when I first got into this, when I first got into this type of business, I wasn't expecting them to build my business, but I was looking at them to be more like a guide or an advisor as to what you should do, what you should not do, so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
As I grew, it's really more. I think an upline is more as a mentor, not a person who's going to build the business for you, but to help guide you to some things that you may not be seeing within yourself and helping you to improve on that. Now,
Okay.
whether you take their advice or not, that is still on you. They can't make you know, we get into this network marketing business because we don't want another boss. But at the same time, I think because those of us who are brand new, we do need some guidance and direction. But I think a lot of us though misunderstand guidance and direction as far as the upline, you know, saying, well, hey, they're gonna build my business for me, and that is definitely not that is not the case. That is not the case. And for myself, I never thought that my upline would build my business for me. I just knew that there were some skill sets that I knew I needed to learn, and I wasn't getting it any other at that time anyplace else than my upline. But with this with the internet and social media, that has totally changed that notion for today's time.
Okay. I think a lot of people do think that when they look for an upline or leader or influence or whatever, there's a sense of looking for a mentorship. 90% of the time that don't happen, okay? If you get a mentorship within the business of that business, that's fine. But at the end of the day, it really is going to be about you going out there and discovering what it takes to build a business, really, be it online or offline. The biggest problem I've found, and as I've gone along through this, and probably some people that are out here listening to this may have experienced that you know, they're looking for somebody to you know, maybe a mentor type shit to ship. And the biggest problem, and I had said this, I had mentioned this on the Wednesday night training. The biggest problem in network marketing, you have two issues that you're gonna run into. The first issue is that you're gonna get most people that come into this industry, profession, we won't call it, they are of an employee mindset, okay? So first of all, you gotta deal with the employee mindset, okay? You gotta help them make that mental switch from being an employee, okay, to being a business owner, entrepreneur, really an entrepreneur. The problem in the network marketing industry is that they don't really teach you how to be an entrepreneur, and really the whole business model is built on as a rep, as a sales rep, not really as a business owner. If you look at any of the documents that you may sign onto that affiliate company, you are a business rep. You're not a business owner. The ownership part of that is going to take you to get there. And the problem with a lot of uplines that come in there, they come into business with the same mental attitude, so they cannot teach what they don't know. It almost takes them to learn and to see what's progressing, what's changed, what's working in the business, to pass it on to their team. See, what a upline has to realize, from my understanding, is that for the way network marketing, the business model is set up, is to help teammates be successful, but they got to understand what's working in the industry now versus what was working then. But if they keep working stuff from the standpoint of what used to be versus what is, this is why a lot of teams stagnate, fall apart, and people quit, okay? That's part of the mentorship that comes in, because the biggest problem in the network marketing I get, they always talk about, well, I have to check upline. That talking point's got to stop. No, you don't have to check upline. First of all, your upline ain't your boss. This is not an employee to employer type profession. So that mentality has to go out. You remember hearing all that? Well, I got to check upline to do this. Why do you need to check upline to build your business? Why do you need to check upline to be successful? Because they created that narrative, that atmosphere within the network marketing industry. No, you don't. If your mentor or your upline doesn't have, if you're not getting what you think you should be getting, and you see it outside, go outside. See, but there's pros and cons with the upline. A lot of times, uplines, if the downline becomes more successful, not because of anything the upline had given them. A lot of times it's because the downline went above and went beyond and saw what's going on outside. The biggest problem in this industry, and you can contest to this, Kent, they don't want you looking outside. So
Right.
that's almost like an employee
Right.
mentality. Regardless how they want to tell you, this is your business, and you got to treat it as your business, not as a representative of another corporate entity. And this is the biggest problem that faces in network marketing, because there's too many people coming here with the subordinate mentality, employee mentality, was what you really were looking to get out of. You didn't really look to get in this to get back into somebody telling you, you got to do this, you got to do that. The upline's job, from my perspective, you're right, is about guidance. It's about, in actuality, it should be at a certain point where the upline, and it depends on the team. That's why you gotta vet a lot of people when you do the searching or prospecting, as some people call it, for team members or business partners. Just like what's happening now with Biden. He's doing a lot of vetting on who he wants as his VP. Well, that same strategy that he's doing should be taking place in your business. Don't get caught up that I gotta have 100,000 people in my business or to make it work. No, you need 100. You need the right people. 100,000 people doing nothing is going to get you nothing. Okay, that's where people have to have that mental switch. Most people don't have that switch because we are caught up in the numbers racket game. The same way when we do with social media, we get a lot of people say, "Oh, so-and-so got 30 million followers." Oh, okay, why? Most of the time, those people have that many followers, whatever you want, likes, or whatever. It's because they've made it in some other industry. They're already popular. So it was easy to have people just move over to them that way. It's the same way as when some people, and we contested this, Chent, some people who've come from other network marketing companies or other things.
Oh, sure.
You know, they say you can't take your downline, but that ain't true either, in a sense. You don't own anybody. The company don't own anybody in that business. If the downline decides to jump ship, they jump ship. The company don't own you. If they decide to quit and go to do something else, they decide to go do something else. That's the thing that a lot of people got to get out of there. And I even hear that in some of the things we hear in MLSP. They talk about, well, you can't take your downline. You may not be able to take them like that, but if they decide to go with you, what is that affiliate going to do?
Right.
Unless there's a no disclosure form saying they can't leave, but that's like slavery. So you can't really just tell people they can't do something. If they work well with that certain leadership, whatever, and they decide they want to leave that group or structure, ain't nothing nobody else can do. And I hear these people, they hear them talk that, and I sit back and like, well, who's going to stop them? Who's going to stop them? So one of the things, mentorship and guidance should work hand in hand in this profession. But a lot of times, the problem is the upline too is trying to find themselves in this business. And you got to understand, a lot of these people that come in here, they have no business sense. All they have is employer sense. And that's how they treat the business and the team that they put together as an employee structure, and that's where all the problems start coming in, because the upline has not made that switch. Like, look, I'm not that fool's boss. Okay. Yeah, they want success, but sometimes they can push and piss people off. And this is why you get a lot of dissent. I think this is what happened with a lot of shit that happened with when we were going to those meetings with Scott J and J Michael.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's mighty funny. All these people were being successful. They were doing this, and all of a sudden they split the groups up. Exactly. Why would you do that? Because somebody else is pissed off, because that's at the time when the internet was, the social media was become a prominent thing on how to build a business, and a lot of people understood that business model, and then all of a sudden you split that group up to for some reason or another. So from what I heard, it was, what was his name? The older guy was not liking what was going on, but that shouldn't have nothing to do. You know, that shouldn't have nothing to do with the success of the whole group. Or when you do that kind of stuff, all you do,
And it was explained to us at the time that they just decided to go a different way.
That was bullshit. We know, you know it, and I know it.
Exactly.
What different way were you gonna go? Yeah, they went a different way. They started leveraging social media and the internet. That's the different way they went. And they couldn't handle that.
Yes. Yeah.
And remember that one kid that was coming in from Cleveland, and he was bringing new people every week. Okay. And it was more so than he wasn't running around.
Right. You could just
Hello?
Okay, yeah, you broke up for a second.
Well, you did too. Yeah, them people, that was some bullshit. Nobody was taking that time to do that stuff. He was leveraging social media to do it.
Exactly.
And they didn't like that. They didn't like, there was a lot of different dissensions within the ranks of that line of sponsorship or whatever, all that.
Oh yeah.
And I believe
and you and I both know this. Hey, there's ego involved too. You know, there's ego involved with that as well.
There's a guy, his name was Greg, of Larry Winters' group, and he was kind of pissed off because he made a statement that, well, we drove all them miles to do this, and all these guys doing is using the internet and getting all this leverage. So
exactly.
So
because
what?
If the situation was reversed, they would have did the exact same thing.
That's because, see, there's a lot of problems in that because a lot of people don't like the competition. It's just like now when they're trying to fight over whether people unemployed should get $600 or $400 a week, saying what was the incentive to make them go back to work? Well, ain't none of it an incentive to go back to work. I don't care if you was paying me $2,000 a week. If the place that I was working at is not healthy for me to work at, you can't pay me enough money. Okay? But that's another discussion about all that stuff. But I'm just saying, folks need to learn. The biggest problem in everything in business and everything, people are not taught to think for themselves. And that's why I'm saying, when you depend on somebody else for your own well-being instead of yourself, and if they're not giving you guidance to things that will help you with your business, then they really are not doing you any big favors or anything. It's either they're not helping you on purpose or they just don't know. You know? And it's a lot of times it's a combination of the two, and people get upset because they don't know. And we got some friends that like that now. You try to help them, they get an ego trip because they did this and that, but yet a lot of stuff that they were doing before is outdated. It doesn't hold any weight in the industry what's going on today and how it's going on. And when, you know, it's like any business that has a disruption. When those businesses that were selling videotapes and CDs, and when all that technology disruption happened, folks got upset. Some business went out of business. So unless, you know, and we've talked about that before, and it's this, people don't want to, disruption is a mother for a lot of people. It's like anything.
It is. It is.
And now there's all this talk about whether people can learn. And I hear this, you know, you hear this thing about whether people can learn on school online. I've got my degrees online. So that's bullshit about whether some of these kids can learn online. If they weren't learning in the school very well, they sure ain't gonna learn. If it ain't gonna make no difference. But are we looking at their health more versus whether they finish that shit online or not? And today, most people are not willing to send their kids to a school. It's just like what was it in Indiana last week? School started up. Kid tested positive. Now he's infected a bunch of other people. See, it's that kind of stupid shit. But yet you got that, and then you got other things versus the same thing. It's a whole, there's pros and cons to everything. But like I said, when we talk about leadership uplines and all that, the biggest thing you have to look at that person, whoever brought you to the business. What are they doing to help mold your business together? What are they doing to help push your business together? But what are you doing to follow or go to the guidance that they may give you to do things? That's, you have to do the work also. It's not just the upline's job. If you're not willing to walk through that door, they can't help you. It's like we tell everybody. When we do these Sunset Sundays, we're not going to just post links in the damn chat or whatever, and then you don't do shit anyway. So what we just tell you, if you want information more, you're going to have to contact with us. And a lot of, you know, and that's just what's going to take. And people got to understand that we're just not, I don't go, and like I go into a lot of different groups, and it's not to prospect, it's not to even to spot. I go in there, I think they need to take the term prospect out of the vocabulary of network marketing. I think people need to learn to engage with others. When you go into groups, too many of y'all are going in there specifically to try to recruit somebody in your business. Y'all need to get that out your head. You need to go in there, engage with people in the conversations that are going on within those groups. You know, because all you're gonna do when people see you, it's like anything. If you get the reputation, which I don't give, I did a thing about the other day about reputations online. But when you get the reputation too of doing some things, people are just gonna run away from you about when they know you're gonna try to recruit them. And you can almost tell. I can spot people when they try. I tell people, if you are, especially LinkedIn, I say, if you are connecting with me only to try to recruit me or sell me your shit, then let's don't even connect. Okay? I look at social media as like what we used to maybe do is go to the bar, go to happy hour. Some people call these things happy hour online. Shoot the shit, chop it up, whatever. Not to really talk about business. You don't even go, when I go out dancing salsa, I don't do that shit. I'm there for the event to dance salsa. I don't give a shit about network marketing or all that bullshit or online. I don't give a shit about that. Unless somebody asks me what I do, then I tell them. Other than that, I don't bring that shit up. That's a social gathering. And it ain't no different than when you on Facebook, LinkedIn. Well, LinkedIn's more business, but even in LinkedIn, nobody want to hear that shit from you. Twitter, all those. Everybody tries to say these social platforms are different than each one. This is what I believe. The core thing of any social platform is people. And at the core thing of people is being social. That ain't changed. Okay? The only thing that's different is what those people are on there for. They still social. They still might be networking. That's still all the same type of entity. And everybody, and I hear so many leaders out here trying to make it sound like some things on here are so much better than others. And I've come to the reality. No, they're not. They basically are the same. It's just how you approach it. Okay? They all the same because they deal with people. People are going to be into what they want to be into. And you got to realize that from the standpoint when you on social media, take it from what it is and how people are. I mean, what you do you agree on that type of stuff, Ken? I mean, I don't know. Do you get online and start trying to pester people about your business or all that other stuff? I mean, it's this.
You know, I'm gonna say when it first started, when I first started out, you know, I didn't do any spamming or anything, but it was just to the few people I knew that, you know, yada business opportunity. But you know, when you get no response, it's like, you know, really. And when I saw the social media start to evolve, I'm like, really, folks are not coming online to be pitched to as far as business. Most people come on social media, and things may not have changed from 2007 to now, but the majority of people who come on social media really just are just trying to be entertained. They're not trying to be pitched to. They're not trying to see whose products is the better product or anything like that. So I had stopped that, and when you turned me on to MLSP and other entities, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because you're trying to cater to a niche market. You're not trying to market to everybody,
Right.
because when you do market to everybody, you're not marketing to anyone.
Yeah, everybody's, like you said, everybody's not on there, and then everybody's not on there looking for a business. You know, they may be, but they may not say. And a lot of people just don't know. And then what the difference now is that a lot of these social groups have broken up. You got what these called groups, and some of these groups are specifically geared towards business and different things. So you can go in there, see what the conversation is. The problem with a lot of them groups like that, they become a spam fest. Everybody's posting all their links to their business opportunity, and nobody's getting anywhere because it's nothing but noise. And see, when I go in there, in there and ask a question. Sometimes I go in there to stir the pot, you know, on purpose. I go in there to stir the pot, to see what's going on, to get a reaction from some people. Because all you see a lot of times, they all are spamming their links on there. You get a lot of people say, well, somebody might want to join your business if you give us your link. I'm like, why would they want to join my business through you?
Yeah.
You know, there's skill things you got to learn to do. You know, that's like saying I want to take a shit and I ask you to wipe my ass. You know, I mean, really. I mean, just think about it. I mean, that's what they're saying. You know, and if people don't want to take then we got a culture today where people want stuff, but they don't want to do the job. They don't want to work for it.
Right.
They want, you know, I don't know what they thought social media, internet was supposed to do. Yeah, it leveraged, but leveraging does not mean that you don't need to put the effort and time in to do stuff. And that's the biggest misconception that my fools got. I remember getting into a conversation about passive income. And this dude was, I don't know what people thought passive income was. He said, well, passive income can't be true. How's it passive? I said, it just don't happen, fool. You have to create systems, tools, or whatever to create that passive income. Ain't nothing free. I don't know where people got this notion that things are free. Even free ain't free. Even the term free enterprise ain't free. There's a price either by time or monetary or both. If people, there's a lot of people need to grow the hell up online, okay? Yes, we come online as entrepreneurs to do business, but there's a way to do business. There's a way to train people and to give people a realization of what's real and what's not. A lot of noise online that's what it is noise. There's a lot of people that don't want to tell you the truth about what it takes to do on entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is entrepreneurship. The difference by working it online is that you don't have the expenditures that you would have to do if you had a brick and mortar business. Okay, the marketing expenditure is not as great as if you were doing a traditional marketing expenditure. Okay, you got more access to a wider variety of people all at once, like what we're doing here. That's the difference. It's all people. Look at everything social media. I don't care if it's Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Vimeo. All of them are nothing but tools. If you misuse the tools, they don't work right, and then they hurt everybody else. It's like a car, it's like a gun, they're all tools. You misuse them, you hurt somebody. Then everybody else got to suffer for it. And that's the biggest problem with man. He always is misusing stuff. Learn to use the stuff properly, and we all will benefit from it. But the problem is we got certain people don't want everybody to benefit. That's why you got to understand who is truly a leader, who is truly a mentor, who is truly an upline. Upline ain't nothing but somebody that's been in a program longer. That's all they are. They don't know that much than you do. Okay? They really don't. They just the term upline just came in because somebody either brought you into this business, and that's what they turned it. They didn't want to use boss. They didn't want to use this. Well, they should just use a business associate, because that's what it is. You're both learning what it should be. It should be a congruent working atmosphere of both helping each other and bringing together maybe helpful information so you both can succeed. See, the whole network marketing thing was based off of how many people you help get what they want. That's what they said, but it seems like in some instances it's turned around and it's all about how much they want. So if you can't help enough people get what they want in that model, it's not going to work. And if the people don't want to get, anymore, there's no use in working with them. There's no use in working with people that only want or satisfied with what they have. I don't have time to chase people around online. This is why I don't believe in the term. There's a difference between being a prospect and prospecting, especially in network marketing. A prospect is somebody that may be interested. Doesn't mean they are. They may be like a lead type of thing. A lead is a different type of thing too. That's a controversial topic also. But prospecting in the terms of network marketing and home-based business is nothing but you got to physically, they all take a physical effort to do, be it online or out somewhere. You still got to physically go do it, okay? Granted, there's a little bit more leverage when you're online But who wants to spend hours on social media trying, and a lot of time you're trying to convince somebody to be in your opportunity, whatever. You're just doing the same thing that you would do physically outside. You're just doing it from your home. We got to get that term mental thing in your head. And this is the other problem that most people run into with network marketers, because they're taught that you got to be face to face with everybody to make a difference. And that's not true. Everybody don't want, be honest with, everybody don't want you up in their face, no way. I mean, because, you know, especially with this pandemic stuff, they really don't. And they surely ain't gonna want you up in their face, even though we may be using Zoom, all these platforms, leveraging this. Some people just ain't that way, and forget about them. You got to learn, it is easier to market to the right people that are looking for what you have to offer and let them come to you. I have people always befriend me about stuff and that, but a lot of times they want to come to me, but like I said, all they want to do is spam me. But that's cut down too, because I let them know. Don't come to me don't come to me only to prospect me. If that is your notion on LinkedIn or whatever, I ain't interested. I'm not trying to join another network marketing firm. I'm looking to help people who are having problems. Sales and marketing is nothing about solving problems. And if you're just going to be on there, we can see what a lot of y'all's problems are. Y'all doing a whole marketing thing wrong. You think you're doing marketing, but you ain't doing marketing.
Right.
You ain't doing marketing. But then some of y'all get mad. I said, I'm gonna ask you a question. Is anybody in y'all's upline addressing what you're doing as right or wrong? What things are you getting from how you're approaching people online? All the chasing online, prospecting, dropping links, all that shit. What are you getting? What results are you getting back? That's what you got to ask. If you're not getting the results that you want, then something's wrong. You know, we teach people how to build an audience and then to engage with. First, you got to build an audience first. If you're new on here, you first got to learn how to build an audience. You can't engage with nobody if you don't got nobody to engage with. Okay? Me and Kip been on here a long time, so we've built audiences to engage with. Okay? And that's the first step of any, even if you think about it, even when you were chasing people out in the world before this pandemic, you still had to build that relationship, that audience. That's what we're talking about, that audience. Okay? Let's don't take the relationship thing that we got to be goody friends. That's not what I'm saying. You got to build an audience before you would be able to engage with that audience. Once you are be able to engage with that audience with something, whether they like what you have to say or whatever, then you can sell to the audience. The selling aspect kind of really, and all that don't have to take a long time. All it has to be is understanding the principles of marketing: build, engage, sell. If you leave out any of those parts, all those can happen all at a short period of time. You just got to learn how to build that audience. The audience wants something to solve a problem that they had. The problem with the upline, he only teaches you how to sponsor. Straight up. What if them people not interested in what you got to do? Then what you got to offer? A lot of you in network marketing got one product, you got one shoe thing. When they don't want to buy your product or service, then you like, okay, I don't know what to do. You don't have any enough ammo in your pocket. People are looking for reasons. People are looking for things to solve an issue that they got. Find out what the problem is. Once you got that audience, find out what their problem is. That's the engage. Once you know what the problem is, then you can go about maybe selling and see what is you got in your ammo to help that problem that they have. But you can't skip out of that. So do you agree with that, Kent? I mean, you know.
Oh yeah. Until I had came on to MLSP, as I said, I was doing things the old way. I even had had a face-to-face meeting. Haven't had a face-to-face meeting since that time. But yeah, you've got to build your audience, and then you do need to engage. And then after you build up a rapport with that, then some folks may take interest in your product if it solves the problem that they have. So, but if you don't do that first core thing, if you don't build that audience, you're not going to have any platform to stand on.
Some people probably on here might want to know, what is MLSP? MLSP is a training platform for home-based business, network marketers, or anybody that want to take their business online. This is where me and Kent have been learning some of the different things about marketing online. Even though I went to school for marketing, they didn't teach a lot of this stuff. At the time when I was in school, the social media thing was just coming about. So there was a lot of things that weren't available to us as they are now. It's a marketing platform. It's not a business opportunity. It's not a network marketing company. It's a training place that most traditional network marketers are not being taught stuff. They're not being taught not to spam. Majority of network marketing companies out here, all they teach you how to do is to throw your links out to any social platform and hope somebody likes it or clicks on it. That's not what it teaches. They teach you we have different programs available. Maybe let me go on here. I'm trying to get in the back office of the MLS. Okay, this is the back office of MLSP. This is where my level. There's 3 levels of this platform: basic, professional, and premium. I'm at the professional level. This is where we have a training here every Wednesday night. They've been doing it for the last 12 years. What is this? 13 years, really. They got a live Q&A on Wednesday night to get clarity on your next action steps to make money in your business, specific business this week. So what they try to teach you is how to really narrow down what you want to do in business and how you want to do in business. And that's what they're doing. Let me just go back here. This platform, okay, let's go. This is what you get in this platform. I'm trying to go to the training library. We've shown this before. This is a training library that you got available. These are all the programs that are available. Social media, network, and prospecting, if you want to learn that kind of stuff. We just had this challenge, Go for Yes social challenge. That usually is $1. We can still get you on there if you want to learn how to really market online. Closing sales, recruit reps, Facebook, call your leads, prospects today. Daily method of operation. This is a great course that you should know what you need to do or how to do it online, what you need to be doing every day in your business, daily operations. It may be a little different for some of you. That depends on what the results you're trying to get, what you're trying to do in your business. So this is the back office here, okay? Closing and recruiting, success in MLM. For those of you who want more successful in MLM, this is the course. But you get all these courses for, you could try it out for $10. You know, 10 days for $10, go behind this thing. If you're interested in this, hit me up. Hit me up. If you want access to this, retargeting, Facebook video ads, all this type of stuff is training that we got in the back office of this platform. Instagram marketing, Pinterest, Snapchat, Twitter, video marketing, YouTube marketing. All these type of things are available. You don't have to learn all these. You can pick and choose which one that might float your boat and run with it. And that's all. This is what's available. It's like a smorgasbord. You don't go to a buffet and try to eat the whole damn thing, do you? All right. So we don't expect you to try to do this. You pick something that really interests you and run with it. Once you get the results from it, master it, you go to move to something else. It's like anything. You might go to a smorgasbord to eat, okay? And you might like something, but you might pick something else you might want to taste. But you try to eat everything. And that's the mistake. Most people, when they come to this platform, they think they got to learn all that stuff. No. There's a lot of things I don't know. I don't do. Okay? I pick something I want to do. My biggest thing is video. So I learned to do different things with video. That may not be your thing. I don't know. But you're going to have to learn something to market. Okay? Let's just put it that way. Most of y'all's uplines are not teaching you that stuff that I just showed you. 99.9% of the network marketing companies, not even the big one, Amway is doing that. Okay? They're not doing that.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
They're not teaching that. Because there's
I think.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I was going to think. I think because when you were talking about showing that course on daily, what you can do daily for your business. I recall Don at a business conference, Don Storm saying, you make it. Being in business is a decision. When you make that decision, you make it. You take care of your business every single day, and with the tools that we have in the back office there at MLFP, that course that you mentioned, that daily course, that is something you can do for your business every day. And I think Don Storms, because he was that type of businessman who looked and searched for things like that. I think he would have been all over this platform.
Yeah, I think if this thing had came about at the time he was at his peak,
mm-hmm.
been a different type of business model. But even that his group would have been, there'd have been some controversy on doing that, but I don't think he would have gave a shit. But yeah, he was always looking out for what's working in the market, and that's a true leader. Okay, if you want to talk about mentorship, sponsorship, or leadership, Don Storms was that kind of guy because he was always out looking, and that's the truth. That's what, if you really want a true leader, you should be connected to people who are always out there looking for things that can enhance their business. Not everything's going to be there to enhance your business, but you should be out there having your eye, your ear to the stone just to see what is working. What are some people getting results from? Okay. And the biggest problem in network marketing today, and still is, a lot of people sit on their laurels and they're comfortable with what they're doing and they wonder why they haven't moved up. We know people that've been at the same level in their business for 20-some years. But they say, it's the market. No, it's not the market, it's you. The market's moving forward. Okay? If you're not moving forward with the market and the changes and stuff that the market's presenting, and you're still trying to run that same narrative in a different market, no, you're not going to move forward. And that's the biggest problem. A lot of y'all in this industry are listening to uplines that don't want to move forward, but then they want to hold you back. Don't. They're not your boss. Your upline is not your boss. Your mentor is not your boss. Your mentor is only supposed to give you information that you use to help move your business forward. If he's a true mentor and wants to help you, and if in network marketing, He's only going to give you, if he understands a model, he's only going to give you the right information to move you forward, because if you're successful, he becomes successful. And the more people that he does that with, the more successful his business is. That's what people need to grasp and stick with, and quit trying to play this, well, my business is better than your business mess.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really gives a shit. It doesn't matter what you're selling. It's all that matters is how and who needs what you're selling. That's all it is. That's all it is. You can be selling thumbtacks. If somebody needs a whole lot of thumbtacks, it can make you rich. Sales and marketing simply means solving somebody or group of people's problem. That's it. If you keep it simple that way, you won't struggle. People are talking about they're struggling. People are talking about they don't know what to say. They don't know. The world, look, content marketing, the world's your oyster. There's content everywhere. On the news, in life, going to the grocery store. You just got to learn how to get content and contain it in a way that it will serve your audience in a way that they can engage with you with. That's the trick. You guys are looking for strictly all this business road. There's got to be network. This, no, live your life, people. People, that's why I say social media is nothing but about being social. I just got this thing, something about somebody, some teachers in Iowa. I'm not sure. I get this thing on my phone. It's called Smart News. I don't know if anybody has this app, but it pops up a lot of different things that are going on, sometimes before you get it on the regular news. Now here's the thing, it says, bad news, scientists think a coronavirus vaccine might not work for one huge group of people. I wonder who that is. Nearly 19 million people around the world who contracted coronavirus thus far during the coronavirus pandemic, as well as millions more, taking so many precautions to keep themselves, okay, hasn't said. But whatever, you know, like I said last week, I said the truest thing that I think this pandemic has done is legitimize what we do online. Okay? It's legitimized all the online stuff, from going to school, from everything. Because, hey, you can't do what you used to do anymore, people. People ain't willing to go to no place to get you know, sick over stupid shit, going to school, going to some fucking job. You know, if you want, I say, if you want people to go back to some sort of normal, they better address the health crisis. That's it. You know, other than that, I'm staying my ass planted here. I'm not going in nobody's office. All right, really. I don't need to meet you face to face to do shit. Because at the end of the day, I don't know where you've been, what you got, how you got it. Some of y'all was nasty before the damn thing. Really. I mean, really. I mean, I think about back in 2008, 2009, 2010, somewhere around there, when they had the swine flu thing was out, or the H1N1.
Oh my God. Yes.
Folks wasn't staying home, too worried about, well, if I stay home, I'm gonna get docked. Well, motherfucker, if you can't perform and you're dead, don't make no difference. I mean, people are so, I'm just looking, people are so not thinking critically about anything. They so worried about what this person or this boss, fuck the boss. Really. If he's not concerned about your well-being, you don't need to work there in the first damn place. Really. But if you're not that socially apt to realize that they're putting you at risk by pushing you to go. If you're that mentally deficient and can't discern from that, I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing me or Kit can say. You know, just because somebody says you supposed to or gotta do it, don't mean you gotta do it. Just because the fool in the White House says, I want schools open, fuck him. You don't have to go. What, they pulling a gun to you, Ed? If the superintendent of Columbus Public Schools said everybody, all the teachers have to go to class or they'd be fired, I'll be the first to tell them, fuck him, fire me. If you don't have provisions set up to keep me and my kids, if I had kids safe, fuck y'all. Really. Yes, I said it, unapologetic about it. And I don't get that people don't think in them terms. It ain't gonna matter if you got kids, if you need, find another job, do something else. But it's not gonna matter. If you sick, you ain't gonna be able to work no way.
Right.
So that excuse has no validity or weighs anything in anything. This is why I'm telling you, when you with uplines and stuff, you got to be vetting for yourself. At the end of the day, there's got to be a little bit of self-preservation. Yeah, question what he said. If it doesn't roll with your sensibilities, question what he got to say. I don't care if he makes $100 billion. Okay? And I told this story once before. When I first got into MLSP, maybe about a year and a half, I'm not going to call out the person's name. They know. And you heard me when I said this before. They asked me, do you always argue with leaders? I said, if the motherfucker is full of shit, yes.
Yeah.
See, what?
I do recall.
I don't, just because you make $100 billion don't mean, and you talking shit to me, talking about I gotta do, and it don't go with my sensibility, fuck you, really. I know you don't try to impress me. What really makes a leader in that, and we're gonna get to that sense, what makes a leader? And right now, we cool. Because I wasn't about all that shit. She was from back east, so was I. I grew up there too. I wasn't by you. You ain't gonna talk a lot of shit to me and think I'm not gonna hit you back because I'm supposed to be scared because you got L4, L whatever behind you. I don't give a fuck about that. You gonna stick that L shit up your ass. Really. That's the way I feel about something. If you come at me all fucked up like that. Okay? Respect ain't just given with me, anybody. Respect's got to be earned. I don't give a shit what's behind your name, triple, dipple, letters, whatever. If you come at me all fucked up, you're gonna get it back. I'm not with it. I'm not impressed by that. Never have been.
As my grandmother used to say, when we all pass from this earth, dirt gonna be thrown in our face anyway. So that's the absolute proof. No person is better than anybody else.
Your ass came in here butt naked, you gonna go out with nothing. You didn't come in here with shit, you gonna go out with shit. Nothing. So don't get so impressed by whatever you accomplished that you think you better than everybody else. I don't give a shit about all that. Because at the end of the day, anybody can get all that shit, even if you gotta steal it illegally. Now, you can still get it. It is what it is. From that standpoint.
Right.
And this why you gotta be very careful in who you consider a leader. And I tell people, if y'all get hurt or upset because of what I say, how I say it, and when I say it, then I may not be the person that you want to connect with. That's fine. But I'm unapologetic about it because, hey, I'm not going to change this to make you feel comfortable. You have to be comfortable about whoever it is that you connect with or be with. And if you can't decide, I can't decide that from you. It's like any relationship. Don't let that relationship, because I tell women, I don't care if this dude got $100 billion. If you let that dude walk over you, do what he does, then you deserve all the shit that happens to you. It's like I say to women who voted for Trump and knowing what he said on that excess tape about women, and you still voted for him, well, you must like what he said he'd do. Grab your body, you know what, okay? So you must be that kind of woman. Personally, I wouldn't want no kind of woman like that. If you that mindset and you voted for that kind of stuff, and this is not a political thing, I'm just using that as an example how people think. And you have to discern which one it is that you want to be with. This is like an upline. Uplines are not there for all your questions. They're not there for even all the answers. They're just a guide. They don't know everything. We don't know everything. We're always learning from new stuff.
Exactly.
That's why I'm saying you got to get that shit out of your head. Your business is your business, not your upline, not your triple upline. I don't give a whatever line of sponsorship, affiliate, whatever. All that shit don't matter if you can't take what they say and use it for you for your own good. Everything is not going to be useful. I'm not listening to everything that people say, even in MLSP. Some of it's not useful for me. And these are supposed to be from top leaders and the thing. That don't mean shit. Okay, you have to be discerning from certain. We live in a society are too impressed with labels, what somebody has in life. We got to be entertained all the time. And I think that's one of the biggest faults in our society right now, because we let a lot of people like what we got now in the White House get away with shit that they shouldn't be getting away with. Okay? Just because he says he got a lot of money. So, why, if that's so much impressive, he don't know you, he don't care.
But then, and to your point, Greg, it's like, if you have a lot of money, how in the world, and this was on Facebook, if you're a man who says you have a lot of money, then how in the world did you ever bankrupt a casino?
That's because he comes from there's a lot of people who like him who fathers who gave him $1 million or some dollars to start off, but he squandered that shit. He's just bad at business. He tries to play this stuff like, there's people who say they went to school. See, just because you go to the high prestigious schools like Walton or whatever, or Yale, don't mean shit. That don't mean that you got the sensibility to know what the hell to do. See, we get caught up in the accolades of labels. And like, I remember my mom wanted me to go to St. Charles. St. Charles is a preparatory school, and you hear always in the neighborhood at that time, well, the guys who go to St. Charles, they're the most successful. Bullshit. I got cousins who went to St. Charles. They ain't that much better than me, if not any. Okay? So we get caught, and especially it's so much. It's damn
okay,
notorious.
you did now. You froze up for a sec.
It's notorious, especially in the Black community. Always caught up in all that damn phony baloney shit. Especially, I'm sorry to say, but it seems very prevalent in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. Oh yes.
God.
Oh yes. I found that out when I moved here permanently back in '91. I'm like, whoa, this town is so stuck on status.
I found this girl back before I went to California. We were sitting out here, and she found that I went to East versus everybody went to Bishop Hartley or St. Charles or Columbus Academy. And when I told her I went to East, she kind of turned up her nose at me. Man, fuck, I said, fuck you, bitch. Really? Really, that's what I said. I really said, fuck you. Because I went to because I didn't go to St. Charles or any of these preparatory schools. I ain't no better. And the year after I graduated from East, anybody who went to East was a Tiger. East High won the state #1 division in the know in '78. Okay? So it ain't got shit to do with whether it's a preparatory school, Catholic school, or all that old phony baloney bullshit. I ain't impressed by it. I ain't never been impressed by it. Okay? What you want to impress me is let's learn to work together with some shit. Don't try to, the deal breaker with me, with women, is pretentiousness. You could be fine as Halle Berry. Bitch, you got to step the fuck off. Okay? Really. That's my attitude. I don't give a shit how fine your ass is. You come at me with all that bullshit, keep strolling, keep walking. I ain't with it. I'm not gonna play that game. And that's the way I act with business too. I said, look, this is what we do, and you get some people, you're gonna always get people that are gonna challenge you about stuff.
Sure.
And that's business. We got it. That's in anything, even when in the martial arts. I remember the time we used to fight these guys in Cleveland. They used to come down to Columbus showing wolf tickets about how bad they are because they were from Cleveland. There's some niggas from Cleveland thought they were little New York motherfuckers. I said, man, I'll give you New York. Fuck y'all. Y'all ain't New York. You ain't nowhere near New York. I said, talk your shit in the ring. All right? That's what it is. Talk your shit in the ring. And that's where they couldn't hold their water. But that was, you always get a group of people that are like that. And when we was in, me and Mike Austin, we used to teach martial arts over at Ohio. If people, we're talking about Columbus, Ohio. There's a college called Ohio Dominican. We used to teach martial arts over there. Some of them cats used to come over there try to talk shit, and we had to set them down. All the time. I used to teach martial arts at some other what's it, Columbus? It's a children's services type thing. From kids that gone from foster home to foster home and got, whatever, troubled kids and stuff. And I was probably not that much older than someone else, because I was probably, when we was teaching that, I was like 17 or 18. So you had a range from 15, 14, 13, maybe 16 age bracket. And we got challenged by some of these cats because they wanted to see how good or what we were about martial arts. Big mistake. That night was like, anybody remember the court scene in Enter the Dragon? That big free for all they had. That's what it was like. And we weren't that much older than him, but But I mean, it's this. What the whole talk point about this is people. It's just dealing with people, and like I said, up lines, down lines, cross lines. I never understood the term cross line. Did you, Kent?
I'm still grappling with that term, because I haven't seen too many people do it, and if it was done, they didn't realize they were doing it.
But you know what? This is the messed up part about it. The whole term of cross-lining was information that was shared from another group in the same, affiliate. But yeah, I said, well, when y'all go to all these conferences and stuff, there's all these groups, all these people from all different groups. And some of these people get on stage talking their things or how they made it and how they built their business. right there's a bunch of cross-lining going on. But I guess that's only fine because they approved it. You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
They approved it.
Okay. Okay.
It doesn't matter if they approved it or not. Once you tell somebody there's no cross-lining and you're doing, ain't nobody gonna listen to that shit no more. That's why now people are kind of controversial, wondering about when the governor got COVID or was diagnosed the first time, and he was an advocate about the mask thing. People were questioning about the mask. It only take one time for a fuck up, and everybody start questioning.
Exactly.
And his mistake to me, he should have went to OSU to get the better test that he got. That was more of a reputable test instead of that wherever the fuck he got that first test at. That's the mistake.
That first test from White.
Huh? You froze up.
Apparently, that wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't a reputable test. It was one of those speedy ones, but it had a reputation of false positives. So why would you go get a test like that if you knew Trump was coming? Why couldn't you get another test? Why couldn't you get the other test? They came fast. I mean, you know what I mean? You know, and and people say, well, I'm supposed to respect leadership. Well,
that kind of blew up in the face there, didn't
it? That just kind of shit on the floor.
Okay.
I mean, you know, those are kind of things I'm talking about. I know everybody makes mistakes in it, but in this, some things are a little bit common sense. You know, one test is not as reputable, and you know if you got test positive like he did, the media was going to be up on it, and they sure were. So it got all over national news as a bonfire.
And of course, memes all over social media. He didn't want to meet with them in the first place, and this and that.
Yeah, he should have said, I ain't meeting with that motherfucker. So that's what he should have said. Instead of going through all that stuff, everybody wants to want to look like they're so politically this and that. And all it does is get you fucked and not even kissed. Really. And then you got to go take the other test to get a negative thing. So once the first thing's out in the world media, then you try to take the other one and you get that out. Then you set out the president of questions about, okay, you did this, but yet this happened and that. So then people start crying. Then you start another controversial thing, whether masks are reputable. I had a friend talking about that night. I said, well, you know, just because that happened don't mean that you shouldn't try to protect yourself. Regardless of what happened to somebody else, what they eat don't make you fat, as my dad used to say. Okay? So y'all need to you need to protect yourself. What happens to somebody else ain't got to be your future or your present. And so many people don't think in them terms because they're taught. You got 90% followers in the world. You got 0.2% leaders. And you remember the term, everybody says you have to learn to be a follower before you become a leader. Well, how long are you gonna be a follower? Some of y'all stick in the follower role so long, you'll never become a leader because you following all the time. And to build any type of business, program, entity, you got to step to a leadership role. You got to. If you're not willing to step in the leadership role, that's why they got JOBs, just over brokes, okay? Because very few of y'all gonna be in leadership in that entity too. Because they're not gonna give you the horns to the shop. You got a chance to, in the online space with technology and tools, you got a chance to be the leadership. I really never thought I was gonna step out into a thing what I'm doing now. That was never really kind of my personality. I guess in some way it was, in some way it wasn't. Because I've taught martial arts for 25, 30 years too. Taught women's martial arts self-defense for 5 and 10. So, I mean, I guess that kind of was a preparation for all this stuff. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. But with anything that you want to be successful at in some sort of way, you got to step out front, people. And sometimes you got to step out front of the so-called leadership, the mentors, uplines, whatever the hell the new term is today, people try to use. You know, there's always these new terms come out, the new flavor of the month type stuff. I see it's almost 10 o'clock. Damn.
All right. Good.
Well, guys, I hope you go ahead. I thought you were going to say something.
No, I just said it was a great topic of conversation for tonight's chat, Sunset Sunday chat. You know.
Next week we're going to talk about more I'm going to say try to get more in depth on engagement on social media versus prospecting. Okay, we're going to get into more topic on that. A lot of y'all don't understand the difference in that. We ran a little bit of that tonight. I'm going to get more in depth on that engagement type of stuff because the social media is what it is. Like I said, look at it as having a drink at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what you got to look at it as. Okay, you got any last thoughts, Kent? Topic?
Well, just as a side note, hey, I appreciate everybody giving me the birthday love. Yesterday had a great birthday. My 53rd chapter starting, so I don't think anyone expected this year to be what it is, but you know what? I'm still blessed. I'm still grateful. I'm still humble, and I'm still optimistic. You know, because I got a business partner like Greg, and I'm excited because I know the best is still, despite it all, the best is still yet to come, folks.
Yeah.
Best is still yet to come. Now, if you like what we said tonight, or if you find value, please share this video out. For those, as Greg and I will say and say again, you know, if you're for those who are looking for a way to supplement their income, or if there's folks who are looking to really dive into a home-based business, reach out to us. We can direct you to the tools that'll help you learn the skill sets to supplement your income and build your business. You can, and for those who are like myself, because I work a full-time job, but if you wanting to work your way out of that full-time job, please reach out to us, and we can direct you to the tools that'll help you learn the skill sets to help you break free, so to speak.
Yeah, because we're never going to try to tell you to quit your job. That'd be stupid to tell you something like that. We know that some of that's keeping you afloat and doing the things you need to do. I know some of y'all got kids, you got to take care of kids or whatever. I understand that. But what we're trying to get you to understand is that there are other alternatives that you can get you out of that job. There are other alternatives to help you supplement your income, even match your income so you can get out of that job. You know, and I always say at the end of these Sunset Sundays that, you know, most of y'all stress out on Sunday night between now and Monday morning, and our heart attack rate goes up. Now, this is not a quote from me. I got this from Les Brown. Anybody know who Les Brown is? Les Brown was a DJ here in the 70s in Columbus, Ohio. WVKO, anybody know who that is? Now he's a motivational speaker and stuff. And I got this from him. He said heart attack rate goes up 35 to 40% between Sunday night and Monday morning. Okay? That's because 98.9% of y'all won't admit it, but y'all hate y'all's job. Okay? You can't stand the boss. You can't stand where you work at. And you stress at that. I remember Dr. Boyce Watkins was talking about one time, this guy was so stressed at his job, he couldn't perform for his wife. They said he took a test for his testosterone level. It literally drained, his job drained his testosterone levels out. He was taking medications for it. You ain't no job worth that. You got a job that's messing with your and changing biological structures and losing your you can't perform. He got fired or he quit. I don't know if he got fired or quit his job. Well, the job lost him. And as soon as that job was over, everything went back to normal levels. The job. The job, the just over broke. Plus he was a African-American guy. So that was, another stress level, trying to be within those realms, they're doing stuff. Ain't worth it, people. They ain't paying you enough amount of money to have that kind of biological effect on you. And stress can do that. That's why some people drop dead at their desk, because they're so stressed out because of what they're doing or what they don't like to do. And that's why we're trying to get people to understand there's ways of getting out of that shit. Okay? And there's ways to match that shit so you don't have to be. Even if you match your income with another income, will you think that take the stress out of your job? A lot of y'all won't quit your job because you that's how you get your health insurance. Your health insurance should never be connected to whether you have a job. Because at the end of the day, it ain't gonna matter if you drop dead, you're dead. Your health insurance ain't gonna mean shit. And like I said,
right,
that put your daggone job in the paper before they have your obituary. That's the way you gotta think about it today. There's too many alternatives out here than to have to be stressed out about some damn place, especially now where they're not making provisions for you to be safe. They're not making provisions for that. I would tell my mom, quit. Tell them people, kiss your ass. If she was still teaching, I'll tell them, don't go back to that shit. It ain't worth it. If they're not making provisions for you to be safe at a job or school, tell them people to go somewhere. It's not worth it, people. Because dead's dead. Don't make nothing. Sick is sick. You're not going to be able to perform nowhere if you get sick with that shit. Okay? With that being said, I hope you got value for tonight's talk. We do this every Sunday. Pretty soon, let's see, we've been going on about 8:30. I'm going to probably be till 8:30, probably. Let's see, probably, I guess, toward the end of the month, they may go to 8:15 and 8, because we were losing 2 minutes a day of sunlight.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be sunset probably in another couple of weeks at the 8 o'clock hour. So that means would be moving this up to about 7:30. The whole place is Sunset Sunday. So hence the term sunset. All right, people, with that being said, you know what? I can't find this thing on my Facebook. The Facebooks have been acting up. Oh, here it is. Finally, when I'm getting off of here, it's on here. It's just been acting up all night. It's like when I'm trying to do the share to MLSP, it was not wanting to do that. All right, people, with that being said, I hope you got value from tonight's presentation. If you registered within the Zoom thing, there was a gift of a PDF that you could download. That's the only way you're gonna get it. You had to register within the Zoom platform to get that PDF gift. Next week, if you want to get on, same download PDF gift is available for you. But you got to do it there. I'm not posting it out on Facebook or anything else. I'm letting you know the PDF download is a gift, but it's got to be within the Zoom platform, the call, the funnel, whatever you want to call it, to get that gift. With that being said, my name is Greg Smith. That's business partner Kent Robinson, the birthday kid, birthday boy this weekend. We'll see you next
Take care, everybody.
next week.